Taurus, this person is deeply in love with you, and they have finally decided to make a move. But there is a secret reason why they are doing this now, hidden realization they had in the dead of night that changes absolutely everything about your dynamic. Let me know where you are watching from in the comments, and if you feel this energy, hit that like button and subscribe to Trusted Tarot to claim this blessing. Do not scroll past this. You were meant to hear this now. This message is arriving at the exact right moment for you, my dear Taurus, and I need you to stop whatever you are doing and just breathe into the space. The algorithm didn't just randomly bring you here. Your higher self, your deep intuition, and the very spirit of the universe pulled you to this exact video at this exact second. You have been feeling a massive shift in the atmosphere. Quiet but undeniable knowing that something profound is about to break through the silence of your life. You were guided here because the energy has finally ripened, and you need to understand what is happening behind the scenes before it fully manifests in your physical reality. Let us talk about your body, because your body has been keeping the score of this energetic shift, and it has been screaming at you that a change is coming. You have been experiencing this sudden, unexplainable chest flutter, especially when you wake up in the morning or right as you are drifting off to sleep. There has been a deep restlessness in your limbs, tight tension in your jaw, and this overwhelming, almost magnetic urge to keep checking your phone, even when the screen is completely dark. You have been waking up earlier than usual, your mind racing, your emotional sensitivity dialed up to a 10, feeling things so deeply that it almost hurts. You might have even felt a sudden wave of heat or a strange tingling in your hands when you thought of them. These are not just random physical glitches or anxiety, Taurus. These are somatic confirmations. Your nervous system is literally recalibrating to receive a massive download of love, commitment, and forward movement. The energy is already moving, rushing toward you, and your physical vessel is just preparing to hold it. I know how exhausting it has been to feel all of this physically, while seeing nothing physically manifest in your reality just yet. It is a heavy, lonely burden to carry this much anticipation, and it is completely valid if you have felt frustrated or tearful because your body knows something your eyes cannot yet see. And then, there is the dream world, because the subconscious mind does not lie, and lately, your dreams have been vivid, almost cinematic, revealing the truth of this connection. You have been having flashes of memory with this person, but they are altered, like you are seeing them looking at you with a completely different expression, look of deep, unwavering devotion and surrender. You might have dreamt of them handing you something symbolic, or standing at a doorway waiting for you, or hearing their voice say your name in a tone that made your soul vibrate during the day. You are getting these intrusive thoughts, these repeated mental pings about them out of nowhere. You will be doing something mundane, like washing dishes or driving, and suddenly their face flashes in your mind, accompanied by a strong sense of synchronicity. You keep seeing repeating numbers, or hearing a specific song, or feeling a sudden gust of wind when there is none. Your spirit is trying to tell you that the cord between you two is being pulled tight, drawing you inevitably together. It can feel maddening, can it not, to have your spirit so loud while your physical reality remains quiet? You start to question your own intuition, wondering if you're just manifesting what you desperately want, or if this is actually real. Let me validate you right now and anchor you in this truth. It is real. The universe does not tease you like this. It does not stir up your physical body and your dream state for no reason. This is the friction of a massive breakthrough, trying to push through the density of the physical realm. But before I tell you exactly what they are about to do, and before I reveal the exact nature of the move they are making, you need to understand the context. You need to understand what has been happening in their internal world. Because if I just tell you the outcome, it will not make sense to your logical mind. This person has been going through a profound internal reckoning. They have been battling their own shadows, their own fears of not being enough, or their fears of ruining the beautiful thing you share. They have been sitting in the dark, realizing what they almost lost, and mourning the time that was wasted in silence. But there is a specific trigger, a specific moment of clarity they experienced recently that flipped a switch inside them and shattered their hesitation. I need to explain that switch to you first, so you understand the absolute depth and certainty of their devotion. I know you just want to hear the good news, and I know you are desperate for the relief of knowing it is finally happening. Take a deep breath, drop your shoulders, and hold on to that beautiful hope, because what I am about to tell you about their internal shift will melt away every single doubt you have been carrying. This person has been fighting silent, exhausting war inside their own mind, and the battlefield has been their own ego. For a while, they tried to convince themselves that they were fine, that distance was necessary, that logic and self-preservation should override the overwhelming pull they feel toward you. They tried to distract themselves with the mundane routines of life, throwing themselves into work, hobbies, or social obligations, hoping the noise would drown out the quiet, persistent voice of their heart. But Taurus energy is deeply grounding, and without your stabilizing, loving presence, they have felt completely unmoored. They have been looking at old messages, staring at photographs, or just sitting in the heavy silence of their room, feeling the suffocating weight of their own stubbornness. The regret has been eating at them, a slow, agonizing burn in their chest every time they thought about how they left things or how they pulled away when they should have stepped closer. They know they caused you pain, and that knowledge has been their own personal, inescapable punishment. But then, something profound shifted within them. It was not a dramatic, explosive moment, but rather a quiet, devastating wave of clarity that brought them to their knees. It happened in the stillness, perhaps late at night when the rest of the world was asleep, and their defenses were finally down. In that sacred, quiet space, they realized that their pride, their unfounded fears, their desperate need to protect their ego, it was all completely worthless compared to the rare, profound, once-in-a-lifetime connection they share with you. They saw the future clearly for the very first time, and in that envisioned future, you were simply not there. The sheer, blinding terror of a life without your love shattered every single defense they had built. They realized in a flash of absolute certainty that if they did not act now, if they did not bridge this gap and humble themselves, they would lose the greatest love they will ever know. The internal switch flipped violently from self-preservation to absolute, desperate, and unwavering devotion. Before we cross the threshold into the exact nature of the move they are about to make, I want to pause and ask you to anchor this beautiful shifting energy. If you are feeling this shift in your own body, if your heart is beating a little faster, because you know deep in your soul that this is your story, I invite you to subscribe to Trusted Tarot. This is not just about joining a channel or boosting a number. It is about claiming your seat in a community of light, signaling to the universe that you are ready to receive, and locking in this frequency so it cannot be blocked by lower vibrations. Take a brief second to hit that subscribe button to make that digital commitment to your own spiritual journey. And let us seal this sacred space together so the message can flow completely uninterrupted into your reality. Now, let us talk about what they are doing right now in the physical realm, because this person is not just sitting around passively hoping you will reach out first. They are actively, intensely preparing to make a move, but you need to understand the absolute gravity of this approach. This is not a casual, low-effort ping, and it is certainly not a breadcrumb dropped just to see if you will bite. This is a calculated, deeply emotional, and highly intentional approach. They are terrified. Yes, they are deeply, madly in love with you, but they are also acutely, painfully aware that they have kept you waiting. They are terrified that you have moved on, that your beautiful heart has hardened against them, that they have somehow lost their chance to fix what was broken. They are rehearsing conversations in the shower, typing out long, heartfelt messages and deleting them over and over again, trying to find the exact perfect words that will convey the sheer magnitude of their love without sounding desperate or overwhelming. They want to offer you something solid, something real, and something permanent, because they know that with a Taurus, empty words are entirely worthless unless they are backed by unwavering visible action. They are gathering their courage, piece by piece, preparing to lay their heart completely bare at your feet. They know they have to prove to you that they have changed, that they have done the inner work, and that they are finally ready to be the partner you have always deserved. The anticipation of this moment is driving them crazy, but they are no longer willing to let their fear dictate their future. The moment you have been waiting for, the shift you have felt in your bones, is about to cross the threshold from the spiritual realm into your physical reality. This person is going to reach out, and it is not going to be a casual, low-effort message designed to test the waters. This is a profound, deliberate confession. It may begin as a text message, perhaps arriving at a time when you least expect it, causing your heart to skip a beat and your breath to catch in your throat. But do not be fooled into thinking it is just a simple text. This message will carry the weight of 1,000 unspoken words. It will be an apology? Yes, but it will be so much more than that. It will be a raw, unfiltered exposure of their truth. They are going to tell you exactly what they have been hiding, the fears they have been battling, and the absolute undeniable realization that they are deeply, hopelessly in love with you. They are preparing to make a definitive move, an invitation to step back into their life, not as a fleeting presence, but as a permanent, cherished priority. They want to look into your eyes, or at least hear the tone of your voice, and verbally commit to doing things differently this time. They are bringing you clarity where there was once confusion, and they are bringing you a decision that has been forged in the fires of their own personal reckoning. This is the return you have been praying for, but it is a return upgraded by their newfound emotional maturity. They are no longer running from the depth of their feelings. They are finally ready to claim them, and more importantly, to claim you. But my dear Taurus, I must give you a gentle, crucial warning about this upcoming moment. When this message finally arrives, your immediate, instinctual reaction might be to protect yourself. You have built beautiful, sturdy walls around your heart to survive the silence, to survive the uncertainty, and to survive the ache of their absence. When they finally speak, your wounded inner child might want to lash out, to demand answers, or to push them away before they have the chance to hurt you again. You might feel a sudden surge of defensive anger, or a temptation to play it cool and act as if you do not care. I am asking you, begging you, to pause. Do not let the ghost of your past pain distort the reality of their present truth. Receive this message clearly, not defensively. Understand that because they are so nervous, because the stakes are so incredibly high for them, their delivery might be slightly clumsy. They might stumble over their words, or the text might not be perfectly poetic. Do not reject the profound intention behind the message just because the execution is imperfect. Look past the surface. Look at the vulnerability it takes for someone to lay their pride down and offer you their heart on a silver platter. Take a deep breath before you respond. Give yourself the grace of a few moments to let the reality of their confession wash over you. You do not have to have all the answers in the very first second. You are allowed to simply say, I hear you, and I need a moment to process this. Protect your peace, but do not let fear sabotage the very blessing you have been manifesting. You might be wondering, why now? Why after all this time? After all the silence and the waiting, is this suddenly happening? The universe does not operate on human impatience. It operates on divine, impeccable timing. This is happening now because the energetic window has finally opened. The cosmic alignments of this August have cleared away the karmic debris that was blocking your connection. The silence you endured was not a punishment, it was a necessary cocoon. Just like a seed must sit in the dark, damp earth for a season before it can push through the soil and reach for the sun, this person needed time in the dark to do their inner work. They needed to hit their own emotional rock bottom to realize that you were the only light that could guide them out. The timing is spiritually aligned because you have also done your own growth. You have learned to stand in your own worth. You have learned that you will no longer accept breadcrumbs. The universe waited until you were strong enough to receive this love without losing yourself in it. The energy has ripened. The roots have grown deep enough to sustain the beautiful, towering tree this relationship is meant to become. This is not coincidence. This is a divine appointment, orchestrated by a higher power that has been watching over your love story from the very beginning. I know how exhausting this journey has been for you. I see the late nights you spent staring at the ceiling, wondering if you were crazy for holding on to hope. I see the tears you shed in the shower, the heavy ache in your chest when you thought you had been forgotten, the profound disappointment of making plans in your mind only to have them dissolve into thin air. You have carried the emotional weight of two people for far too long, and it is okay to admit that you are tired. It is okay to acknowledge that you have been longing for a soft place to land. But I need you to hear this, and I need you to let it sink into the deepest, most tender parts of your soul. You are not crazy, you are not too much, and you are not unlovable. Your intuition was right all along. The connection you felt was real, and the love you envisioned is not fantasy, it is your birthright. You have been so incredibly strong, holding the line, keeping your heart open even when it would have been so much easier to shut it down completely. That strength is about to be rewarded. You are safe now. The waiting is over. The universe has heard your silent prayers, and it is finally, beautifully answering them. Now that we have reached the culmination of this transmission, I need you to do something very important for your physical body and your energetic field. We have moved a massive amount of energy today, and as a Taurus, your body is the sacred vessel that holds your deepest truths. You cannot just absorb this profound revelation and immediately jump back into the chaotic rush of your daily routine. You must ground this energy, or it will simply dissipate into the ether. I need you to pause right where you are. If you're driving, pull over safely. If you're walking, find a quiet place to sit. If you're lying down, simply adjust your posture so your spine is straight and your feet are flat against the floor. Place your dominant hand directly over your heart. Feel the physical warmth of your palm against your chest. Feel the steady, rhythmic beating beneath your skinches. That heartbeat is the metronome of your life, the drum that has kept you going through every moment of doubt, every tear, and every sleepless night. It is still beating, strong and resilient. Now take a deep, slow breath in through your nose, counting silently to 4. Feel your lungs expand, feel your ribs widen, feel the oxygen rushing into every cell of your body. Hold it at the very top for a second. And now, exhale through your mouth with a soft, audible sigh. Let your shoulders drop. Let your jaw unclench. Let the tension melt out of your neck and your hands. As you breathe out, I want you to visualize heavy iron door closing firmly behind you. That is the door to the timeline of lack. That is the timeline of wondering, of waiting, of them being distant, of feeling unchosen. That door is locked and you are never going back there. Now look forward in your mind's eye. I want you to step into the reality that is currently rushing toward you. See yourself just a few months from now. Notice the absolute, profound shift in your physical appearance. Your skin is glowing. Your eyes are bright, and there is a softness in your features that only comes from feeling deeply, unconditionally safe. Notice the environment around you. As a Taurus, you thrive in beauty, comfort, and sensory richness. See the space you are sharing with this person. Feel the soft textures of the blankets. Smell the comforting, familiar scent of their presence in the room. Feel the solid, grounding weight of their hand resting in yours. Notice how there is no anxiety in your chest. There is no need to check your phone obsessively, because their devotion is a known unshakable fact. You are building a life that is not just emotionally secure, but materially and physically abundant. They are providing for you, they are protecting you, and they are cherishing you in ways that make your soul sing. Hold that image, let it wash over you like warm, golden light. This is not fantasy. This is a preview of your impending reality. The universe is simply showing you what is already written in the energetic blueprint. To seal this vision into your physical body, I need you to repeat this affirmation silently in your mind or speak it out loud if you are in a private space. Let the words vibrate in your chest. Say it with me. I release the need to force love. I am completely open to receiving the love that is naturally mine. I am safe to let my walls down. I am worthy of a love that stays, love that chooses me every single day. I accept this blessing now. Before you leave this sacred space, we need to take one final, physical action to anchor this energy into your three-dimensional world. The universe responds to intention, but it also responds to action. When you take a physical step, you signal to the cosmos that you are ready to move. In the comments below this video, I want you to type the exact words, I am ready to receive. Do not just read those words in your mind, physically type them. Let your fingers tap out your intention. Let the digital footprint of your claim be a beacon for this energy to find you. By typing those words, you are signing a spiritual contract with the universe, declaring that you are no longer hiding, you are no longer waiting in the shadows, and you are fully prepared to accept the massive love that is being handed to you. Share this reading with someone who needs to hear it, or simply keep it as your own sacred secret. You are so deeply, profoundly loved, Taurus. The wait is over, the silence is broken, and your beautiful, abundant life is about to begin. This is Trusted Tarot, and I will see you in the next reading.